Carolina.
Results are hard to come by. Now, some doctors say sky-high results come from sleeping high but training low. Many world-class athletes take the high road to build strength, endurance, and sharpen their edge psychologically. Side effects like lethargy can sideline some. But it's these athletes that continue to see the advantages of high-altitude training. I'm Andy Mill for Men's Journal Magazine.
The engineers of the Pontiac Grand Am make excitement a standard feature, right down to the exhaust system. They've designed it of stainless steel, not common metal. So instead of being rust-prone, it stays rust-proof. Everything on a Grand Am is built to be driven quite hard, which may explain why it's driven quite often. Grand Am, built for kicks, built for keeps.
Ahead on WeatherScope, winter threatens a return to parts of the Northeast, including New York City. The latest coming up on WeatherScope after your local forecast.
This is your local forecast. Weather information you can plan on, only on the Weather Channel.
WeatherScope. As cleanup of massive tornado damage moves into high gear, the potential arises again for more severe weather in the south. And the rain connected with the system threatens increased flooding in the Ohio Valley and possibly a wintry mix for the Northeast. Those stories plus in-depth forecast and analysis in this edition of WeatherScope.
Well, a strong storm system is on the move this morning, Bob, causing severe weather in Arkansas, several other states, and now bringing winter precipitation on into the north and east. Good morning, everybody. I'm Janine Diadama.
Yeah, it has been a rough morning in the south, Janine, and I'm Bob Stokes, but that same system right now continues to threaten the south, especially going toward the Carolinas with severe weather. Fortunately, that severe weather threat is lessening in, say, Atlanta, but the line of storms has plagued the south throughout the weekend. Its most powerful punch was the tornado, which tore through Arkansas, killing at least 24 people. The heaviest damage was in the college town of Arkadelphia, southwest of Little Rock, about an hour's drive. The 4-block downtown area of the town was leveled, as you can see on the video there. Well, in the southeast right now, you can see the frontal system, which did threaten a tornado watch. A tornado watch had been issued for several hours this morning for the greater Atlanta area. That has been canceled, but the low pressure area moving toward the northeast, now there's a potential for some severe weather in the western part of the Carolinas in particular. So that means Charlotte into Asheville, and as far as South Carolina is concerned, Greenville, just be alerted over the next few hours, because just to the head of this front, to the east of the low, is the possibility of the highest possibilities of severe weather. But you'll notice a clearing behind this situation, so that's some good news. In the meantime, this is why one reason it's been unstable. 70 in Atlanta, look how warm, 74 in Charleston. Behind it, 55 in Birmingham. So you'll notice where the front is, 45 in Little Rock, so what a change. 46 in Dallas. As we take a look at the radar picture, a lot of the wet weather lifting out of the greater Atlanta area, moving toward eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, where numerous flash flood warnings remain in effect for many locales across this region. And you can see the Atlanta radar, still some precipitation around Athens, for example, a college town, speaking of college towns, stretching into Anderson, South Carolina, but the Atlanta area itself looks like it's trying to dry out presently. Not so dry in eastern Kentucky, where many counties, again, experiencing not only a flash flood watch, but flash flood warnings, where copious amounts of rain have already fallen. More rain on the way, as you can see here, and falling now. Numerous roads underwater. And as we've talked about earlier, you don't want to venture out in your motor car, your vehicle, when the water is high on roadways. So this is the history right here. Several locales throughout Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, northern Mississippi, even Texas, having experienced twisters since Saturday in the morning. And the rest of the locales, hail and wind. Now, there's still that possibility of severe weather through midnight tonight over the Carolinas, particularly in these areas of dark orange. Charlotte, down in the Greenville area of South Carolina. And we do have flood watches in effect if you plan on traveling across the heart of the Appalachians, West Virginia, into the eastern part of Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, and the western sections of the Carolinas and Virginia. Be mindful of flash flood watches in effect. A close-up look reveals that I-79, I-64, I-75, I-81 are all interstates you need to be particularly careful on. Janine?
Well, the legacy of the current storm system is going to be rain and even a snow mix for parts of the Northeast. Kentucky will continue to suffer from the storm's downpour for some time. Massive flooding is widespread, with sections of highways underwater in the Louisville area. After receiving over 11 inches of rain in just the last 2 days, it may be a while before the waters recede here. Floodwaters also remain high in Ohio. Hard hit are sections in the southern part of the state, like in Jackson County. Emergency crews are calling this flood the worst in 30 years, already taking the lives of 4 people. It may be Wednesday before the Ohio River crests at Cincinnati, nearly 10 feet above flood level. Well, speaking of flooding, this whole system is going to cause flooding across the Ohio Valley, but once it moves in through the East Coast, a potpourri of weather. We'll put this into motion, and we'll see that all that moisture is tracking eastward as our low moves towards the mid-Atlantic. Enough cold air is at the surface right now in New York, Pennsylvania, to receive some snow out of this. But again, your heavy rains are going to be in the Ohio Valley. As long as this storm system is taking its sweet time,